Wife of former Nigerian President Dame Patience Jonathan has dismissed rumors about a possible return to Aso Rock in 2027, publicly endorsing wife of incumbent President Senator Oluremi Tinubu and her husband ahead of the upcoming general elections. Speaking at a ceremony in Abuja on Saturday, Jonathan pledged her support for the Tinubus, citing a long-standing friendship with Senator Tinubu and her family's past political backing. Jonathan emphasized her commitment to the current administration, highlighting her role in supporting the Tinubus during her husband's tenure as vice president. She expressed confidence in the natural order of political succession, stating that while it was her time in the past, she would now back others in their turn. Rejecting any future political aspirations, Jonathan made it clear she has no intention of returning to political office, citing the peace and rest she currently enjoys. We now discuss this further. Mrs. Jonathan's declaration of support for President Tinubu's re-election bid and likely factors driving the gravitation of top political actors towards the APC ahead of the 2027 general elections. And to do that with us is a Rise News analyst, Sobowale. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Sobowale. Good afternoon.
It's a pleasure being here.
Let's start by hearing your stance on this statement or the public declaration of support by Dame Patience Jonathan for the 2027 elections.
It's a clear case of interest articulation in support of the president. And she gave her reasons. Gratitude that the Jonathans supported her husband in 2015 or so. So she's reciprocating. It's a human gesture. But you see, in politics, if a single person articulates an interest, it depends on the influence that person holds in society. She is, even politically, almost stronger than the husband. You know, the husband said the different thing that which you echoed. She said there's a different thing that we are becoming one-party state. This woman is showing gratitude, and she's saying it in a personal way, and she's even speaking on behalf of her husband. That is the nature of politics. And that's why I keep on saying Nigerian politics is so vibrant, and is so much work in progress that even this momentum we are commending now, we are talking of gravitation, Tinubu, it has to be sustained before you see it as a threat to the tenure of the president. If he sustains it, yes, he will win a clear election. But if other things crop up, other unexpected issues crop up, and maybe doesn't handle them well, the terrain is there. It will change. So there is no one way to power, especially when even the campaigns have not started. But then it's good for the ego of the political party in power that top people are endorsing it and giving it the go-ahead. Let's leave it at that for now.
All right, Mr. Sobowale, you made a very profound statement saying that the former First Lady's endorsement might even carry more weight than what her husband stated last week about his concern for us moving us towards a one-party system. So I'm just wondering how this endorsement might reflect the deeper power dynamics within Nigeria's political elite.
Yes, it will, like I said, she has been a former First Lady. She knows the country. It's just like in the last election, when Buhari's wife endorsed Tinubu. That was part of what led to a Locust syndrome. Do you get me? But she was powerful too. Similarly, Mrs. Jonathan too is quite powerful. And don't forget, the forum at which they are speaking at a forum where Yaoloja, you know what is Yaoloja? That's head of the market women. Traditionally, they have always been influential in our history. But politically now, they are part of the political caucus and centers of power. She was there too. And it's not only that they are endorsing Tinubu and the wife, They are asking for gender equality, that women should be allotted a certain portion of the number of appointments. I don't buy that. I know you can buy that. I don't.
Why don't you buy it?
I don't buy it. Because I'm male. That's sexual discrimination. That's why you are supporting it.
I haven't stated
Anyway,
anything.
I don't buy it.
Okay.
And luckily, they have not passed it in our parliament. And I will tell you why I don't buy it. It's a recreation of what we have in the EU. We had the talk of sexual equality along LGBTQ direction. And I don't buy that. In fact, I will give you an example. There was a lady who was commissioner for gender equality. And in the process of making sure that as long as you have a man, you have a woman, they discovered that in her department, where she's male, you have 11 departments, 11 of them are female, and only three were for men. So, and anyway, with the advent of Trump and Christianity and Christian values, those things will change. But then, Mrs. Jonathan, can't you even see something that has happened there? Although you may not see it too.
Please open my eyes.
Yeah. You can see that she's speaking for her husband. And this is a former president who delivered the paper. And this woman is saying that they are not ready to go back to what he is saying. Don't prop up my husband to come and contest again.
Okay, yes.
Respect that.
Let me take a cue from what you just said, Mr. Sobowale, because I recall during former President Jonathan's tenure, there were a lot of criticism, a lot of people calling him clueless. And then we see some of the same people coming out now to call him to come back into office.
Oh.
What do you think this says about the political landscape in Nigeria? And also, what do you think is driving top political actors to support this administration and join the APC?
So many things. So many things. It could be private, it could be institutional, it could be social. You saw what Tinubu said the other time. And they said Tinubu spent so much time in Anambra, he didn't even want to leave the place again now. Because Tinubu was paying developmental economics. He wants the federal government to put things on the ground in this place. That was what happened during, go to Katsina. I understand that hardly any federal institution that is not represented in Katsina, you know, for obvious reasons, because the last head of state was from there. You get me? So Mrs. Jonathan is talking about female interests together with Remi Tinubu. I know they have been busy all over the place. That is what politics is all about. You look for what interests you, your needs, you articulate it, you look for people of like minds, and you form a political party. If you get into power, you implement what serves your interest.
Also, Mr. Sobowale, but just taking a little, an excerpt of what you just said, you said when it comes to politics, you look for what interests you.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, is there concrete evidence to suggest that endorsements of this nature represent genuine political conviction as opposed to opportunism?
It depends on how you are looking at it. You can't separate genuine interest articulation from opportunism. They go, the opportunism may aid your getting your interest becoming policy eventually. So like Mrs. Jonathan is seizing the opportunity now. Get me? She's not opposing the role of the Yawoloja, who happens to be Tinubu's daughter. You see, politics is about, like in marketing, SWOT analysis. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, and you know opportunities. And you see, your opportunities, you expand them, and you curtail your threats. That's what political competition, that is what marketing competition is all about. And it's applicable to the political competition, which is what we are discussing now.
All right, Mr. Sobowale, thank you so much for your contributions to the show this afternoon. We've been speaking with Arise News analyst, Mr. Dayo.